He should be coming in, we hear, next lap. There you go.
And that would be good strategy, Bob, because he doesn't want to catch a slow traffic in front of him and have this traffic hold him up.
Well, I'll be darned. Is that a familiar voice, folks?
How did he know that 500 miles away?
Hi, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Benny Parsons. We mentioned earlier that he had some eye surgery a couple of days ago. How you feeling, first of all? You okay?
Well, I think so. Feel a little rough right now, but I'm watching a great race, so that makes me feel a little bit better.
There you go. We miss you and hope to see you back at Michigan next weekend. So what's your assessment of what's going on here?
Well, I mean, Jerry Nadeau right now is probably going to change 2 tires and maybe one can he make it on one more can of fuel, or does he have to put 2? If he has to put 2 cans of fuel in, that would certainly hurt, because he'll have to spend a lot of time on pit road, and he'll be losing several positions. But if he can get by on 1 can and just 2 tires, he may get back out in the top 5 if he doesn't run off the dirt first.
Yeah, he's testing it. He's not backing off for a moment.
Yeah, let's see. He's going to come in. Here he comes.
Now, here he comes.
Bill Weber, we're going to...
First gear, 3,400 all the way down.
As he comes down.
Don't go until I tell you to go now, Jerry. This is very important. 2 tires, left side, can and a half of gas. Hit your spot now, straight in.
Benny, they were hoping to do it on 1 can. Now they're going to need a can and a half. They said they're as fast on old tires, almost as fast as the leaders were with 4. So they're going to go on 2. They did count Nadeau down to the number of laps until he was going to pit, so he did abuse his tires up until the point he came down pit road. Now he's clear to go. They got the can and a half in, left side tires on. Remember how confident he was after his qualifying lap on Friday. Now he's going to have to make up some time on the racetrack.
He's going to drop back to somewhere around 10th or 11th, it looks like.
Maybe not quite that far back. No, he's out in front of Ron Fellows, who is running in 6th position. So that was a great stop. He's got those 2 fresh tires, enough fuel to go the rest of the way. Now, Fellows has been fast all day. Let's see. This will be a good race between that Ford and Chevrolet.
Down for the interloop, that Jarrett back there in the background, running in the 7th spot.
And I really wonder if he has enough fuel to make it. He was one of those that stopped a little bit earlier, certainly, than Rusty Wallace, and he stopped 1 lap earlier than Rusty Wallace, and a couple of laps earlier than did Jeff Gordon.
At the moment, it's Bobby Hamilton who is leading this race, with Michael Waltrip running 2nd, about 20 seconds behind. And then, oh, here's Rich Bickle, who was in the 8th spot. He's in the trap, and this is going to bring out a full course caution.
What a tough break for Jerry Nadeau. Now, if he had just changed 4 tires, he'd be in good shape.
Yeah, he would, Benny, but if that caution had come out while he was still out there, though, he would have went to the back of the pack. See, he beat a lot of those cars that would have passed him on pit road had he been on the, made a caution flag pit stop. So really, I think that it worked out the best for him.
And we talked about Jerry Nadeau. Just think if Bobby Hamilton had stopped a lap before the caution flag, how much better he'd be off than he is going to be right now.
Yes, he would be a lot better off, Benny, but now he's going to have to go to the back of the pack. Bill Weber.
And it's the same situation, you guys, for Michael Waltrip. He was really hoping, A, to stay out long enough to lead a lap and then be able to pit under the green, so they're very distressed that the caution came out. Also, about 20 laps ago, Michael did a little off-road racing. Thinks he might have knocked the rear bar off the car. It's been very tight ever since. They're going to take a look at that. But they're disappointed not only with the caution, but now with the condition of the car. Jerry?
And Jeff Gordon pitted at lap 56. Their calculations said they can go 34 laps. If you do the math, that means they can make it all the way to lap 90, but they were very, very close. Now, Rusty Wallace, who pitted on lap 55, they did the calculations. Tom Hoke did the calculations over and over again and told Robin Pemberton, we are 1 lap shy of the checkered flag. We need caution for 2 laps. Guess what? The caution just came out. They've been celebrating ever since. They still tell Rusty it's going to be very, very close, so be careful with the throttle. Back to John Kernan.
Bobby Hamilton is in. You can see they're taking some tape off of the grill, where the grill has been pushed in. That interrupts the airflow into the radiator, which is why his car has been running just a little bit hot. So the tires are going on, no adjustments. He is down and away to Bill Weber.
Oh, Michael Waltrip's on pit road. I wish you could have heard the disappointment in his voice when he was talking to his crew. He's already got left side tires, right side's going on, fuel's in. Michael's away. He's going to have to watch out for Sterling. They can head down pit road.
BP, we're going green here, and we've got 71 laps in the books, and Jeff Gordon at the front of the field.
But Rusty Wallace looked like Rusty struggled a little bit at the very start of this race, but it looks like now that they've made some adjustments to the car, and it looks like he's pretty doggone good. Now, can he keep up with Jeff Gordon? Interesting to see in the next few laps.
Ron Fellows and Jerry Nadeau will fall in third and fourth behind Rusty, and Dale Jarrett losing a couple of positions here.
No, DJ had gotten up beside him, Jerry Nadeau, trying to take the position, but it didn't quite work.
And the 10 and the 23 real close to having a collision. Rudd and Spencer on board with Bill Elliott.
One thing you have to be very careful about is not, when you touch somebody, not knock a fender in on a tire. Laps to go, the 18 when they come back.
That's a good point, Ned, because a fender knocked in on a tire could be disastrous to Dale Jarrett right now, because, and you will see a battle per second spot as Fellows goes by Rusty Wallace into second place.
Is that guy good or what on the road course?
He is unbelievable, especially at Watkins Glen.
The Canadian driver showing how it's done here this afternoon on a road course. Up to second. Jeff Gordon has claimed the 5 bonus points for leading the most laps. He has now led 37 of the 72. Other leaders, Rusty Wallace 9 laps, Nadeau 9, Said 9. Fellows has led 3, Dallenbach 2, Hamilton 2, and Michael Waltrip has led 1 lap.
I was talking about that fender on the tire. An unscheduled pit stop right now could be disastrous, because how many cars on the lead lap now?
34.
Yep.
Wow.
That's exactly right. That's what Ned and I talked about in our open. If you have trouble even on the last lap, you're running in the top 5, you have trouble on the last lap, boy, you can lose a lot.
And that's crucial for all of those who are battling for the points.
Especially Dale Jarrett trying to stay in the points lead. Currently in 5th spot, about 2 seconds behind Jeff Gordon. Now behind the 88, how about Tony Stewart, who has had one problem after another, had numerous visits to pit road, including a penalty as assessed to him because he carried his gas can off pit road, but he is up to 6th spot.
Yeah, I thought he would have to make a pit stop on that last caution ball, but he didn't, and apparently he's okay to go the rest of the way. He had stopped on lap 56, so yeah, I didn't realize it was that. So he's in good shape. Here comes Ricky Rudd trying to pass Mark Martin, taking over the 9th position, moving Mark back to 10th. And here comes Jimmy Spencer down on the inside of Mark. Mark, of course, in 2nd place in the NASCAR Winston Cup point standing. So that was 8 points he lost right there when those 2 drivers went by him.
Who was fastest last lap, guys? Was it Jeff Gordon or Ron Fellows?
Ron Fellows. No, it was Jeff Gordon. I beg your pardon.
No, it was Fellows.
Yeah, that's right, it was. Yeah, he was 119.8, Benny, and Jeff Gordon was 119.2.
Wow, more from Bill Weber.
And they're calling out lap times to Fellows, and the last time by, 1:13.6 for Fellows, 1:13.9 for Jeff Gordon.
He is closing the interval, and it was more than a second. Now it's down to less than 3/4 of a second. We'll get the official interval as they cross the line. Here comes Tony Stewart, who is running just ahead of Wally Dallenbach. Just to show you what kind of a day Tony Stewart has had, he started in 4th position, has been as low as 39th, and as high as 5th, currently in the 6th position. That last lap, BP, Jeff Gordon was the fastest by just a tick of the watch, and he lengthened the interval just a little bit up to 0.8 of a second once again.
But it looks like those 2 cars are pretty doggone evenly matched.
And I'm sure that Jeff Gordon would like to make a statement here today. You know, a lot has been said and written about the experienced road racers like Ron Fellows and Morris said. And Gordon, of course, has established himself as being one of the greats in road racing, too. And he wants to prove to the world that on a given day that, by golly, he can run with them or outrun them. And right now, he's outrunning them.
Jerry has more on the 39-year-old Canadian Ron Fellows.
Exactly, guys. Back at the last week of July, that he came up here to test, and some pretty good cars here, including Jeff Gordon, the car he's driving today, Dale Jarrett, and some others. And Ron Fellows, fresh off the truck, was the fastest of the cars in testing. Not only was he fast, he was very, very consistent. Car owner Joe Nemechek said we make no adjustments, and he's running laps at a minute 13 flat with minimal of change on the car. I think that's sort of stuck in the craw of some of the Winston Cup regulars. Now we're going to see if Gordon can stay out front, or Fellows can duplicate what he did here in July and run him down.
Well, BP, we're going to let you go, but before we do, what do you think is going to happen here in the next 15 laps?
Well, it looks like it's going to stay about the same, because one lap Gordon is faster, the next lap Fellows. But I tell you, Ron Fellows appears to me is to be gaining a little bit on Jeff Gordon right now.
That seems to go up and down. Should be a good race. We're going to let you go because you need to rest, and we need to have you back next week in Michigan.
Fans, see you next week in Michigan. Bob, Ned, you guys, all you guys doing a terrific job. See you next week.
Thanks,
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Benny Parsons from his home in Charlotte after some eye surgery.